Robert Stevenson travels the country helping companies and individuals reach higher levels of excellence.
Not one person that I run into can sit there and say, no, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. No self-imposed limitations.
Robert did a great job.
He's a consultant, he's a trainer, he's an entrepreneur, he is an author.
Give me that chance, then believe in yourself. What are we talking about, folks?
I love his personality.
Motivating and inspiring people from all across this country and around the world.
Frictionless, tensionless, seamless, effortless, pressureless, countless, limitless.
He knows what he's talking about when he says it.
2,500 is the number of companies that he's spoken for.
Well, there's your dominate. Disciplined, determined, outworking all opponents, motivated, invincible attitude, never failing outlook, amazing work ethic, tenacious and tough, exceeding expectations.
Everything he talks about you can relate to on a daily basis.
10,000 is the number of employees, managers, and senior executives that he's interviewed across 250 industries.
Imagine if you walked around the whole time thinking something wonderful is going to happen to you. Everybody started off what? As a rookie. That's the great news about all of this.
He's awesome.
30. It's the number of years that he's accumulated in extensive entrepreneurial experience.
Rob has been there.
You're about to hear from a man that has a deluge of knowledge, experience, and wisdom. Give it up and listen up to Mr. Robert Stevenson.
I've owned 5 companies. I've sold in over 20 countries. I've made a payroll for 25 years. My entire business career, the money that's been at risk has been my money. And so I have a real good understanding of what I refer to as an entrepreneurial spirit. The best thing that you can do is to learn from somebody else that can sit there and say, hey, let me show you what I learned. Let me show you the mistakes that I made. Let me show you the things that you don't want to do. And here's some things that you might want to do that are going to make you really successful.
Go talk to some people that will honestly tell you what you need to change. When you look at excellence, care more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, dream more than others think is practical. More importantly, expect more from others than think is possible.
He'll kind of explain it to you and let you avoid all of the things he's already experienced in order to achieve your goals.
The ripples of change become what? Waves. Waves of destruction. You don't think so? Let's go back. Go back, folks. BlackBerry. How many of y'all had one? How many of y'all loved them? I mean, I'll never forget, I was on an airplane. 3 rows up, I saw my first Apple phone. This guy's sitting there going, I'm like, where's it going? I mean, I get up from my seat, I tap the sucker on the shoulder. Where is it going, okay? What is this? He says, it's my new Apple phone. I said, but what? He says, it's a screen, it's stuff like that. I said, yeah, I gotta have one of these. I bought one instantly, hated it. Despised my Apple phone. Why did I hate it? What different, but what couldn't I do? No, I couldn't type. I mean, I love my keys. You took away my keys, okay? I gotta have the keys. I'm misspelling the world out there, but I love this, okay? This is cool. So what did I do? Just what you said. I changed.
But I don't think it's important how many programs you do in a year. I think it's important how many good programs you do.
And then on that day right there, when he was 9 years old, I got a phone call. Your son has juvenile diabetes. And I remember when I told my son got it, I said, Bubba, you don't have diabetes. We got diabetes. He said, what do you mean, Dad? I said, whatever you can't do, I can't do. You can't eat it, I can't eat it. You can't drink it, I can't. We're going to do this together. And we had a phenomenal endocrinologist, and she said he can do anything, and he wanted to play ball. So we learned how to play basketball. The problem with basketball is when you go out there and play, folks, your insulin's going to go highs and lows while you're out there, and also at night it's going to crash and burn. So I would check his blood every hour and a half. One night he woke up. He woke up and he looked at me and he said, thanks, Dad. I said, for what, Bubba? He said, for checking my blood. I said, well, that's my job. I said, you got daytime, I got nighttime. And all of a sudden, things got pretty good. His junior year, he had 17 offers to go to elite camps in basketball. Last game of the season, blew his ACL. Cracked his kneecap, tore his meniscus. He's sitting there the day after surgery on the sofa. He has morphine going into his knee. He has his insulin pump on. He has another thing going to it wrapped around him. He's got tubes all over his body. And I walk into his room and I said, how we doing? He said, okay, what's the plan? We sat down right there and figured out a plan right there on the spot. You got a plan in the book, ladies and gentlemen. My 16-year-old is telling me we got to have a plan. And we had a plan, and we followed it. After he went through rehab, he told him, I want to go another month. My son is my inspiration.
Robert Stevenson's presentation was absolutely amazing and nothing short of inspiring. We have had many speakers, but never any like Robert. They loved him and want more.
Having the things that you need to do, the concrete steps that you need to take to make you better, accelerate your career, that's my job.
I appreciate all the research you did preparing for your program. Your message was so spot on, it was as if you worked for Bridgestone.
But the one thing that I found out is I'm only as good as my next game.
Your program was a tremendous success. The one thing they were talking about at the entire conference was you. You did your homework, you knew our business, and everyone loved you.
Make sure you're always on the right path. So when you start thinking about making more money, how many people want to be more successful?
You captured the audience's attention immediately. The standing ovation and audience engagement were a testament to your lasting impression.
You're going to be the best at this, you're going to be the best at that. So I actually looked it up. I said, what's the best? We now have an opportunity to do what? Take it to the next level.
I cannot thank you enough for your fantastic presentation. The feedback we have received was that it was the best speech we have ever had in the history of the convention.